Hey, I'm Mechanical Engineer, and this is my wooden knife. Give me all your money. I've got a gun. Oh yeah? Well, I've got a wooden knife. That's impossible! So one of the first things you're probably wondering is why anyone would want to make a fake wood knife, and there's actually a few answers. Oh goodness. First off, and most common, are training knives. When doing martial arts, people often use knives like these when training with knives so they don't actually get cut up. Secondly, they make pretty cool toys. Maybe you have a 5-year-old kid who wants a hunting knife, but instead of giving him a real one where he could get hurt, you could give him a toy one like this. And lastly, which is my favorite but by far the least common, is if you play airsoft or paintball, you can actually use this on your opponent if you can get close enough. But regardless of what you do with it, make sure you're extremely careful and responsible when using it, because although it is not sharp, it does narrow to a point which could hurt you or someone else if you're not careful. But enough talk. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump in on how to build it. There's actually a few different ways we could go about doing this. One of those ways being just to carve the knife out of a solid block of wood. And although that would be really cool, I think there's an easier way. What I'm going to do is take an oak board and cut off a piece that is 11 inches long, 2 inches wide, and 1/4 inch thick. Just like this. This is going to be both the handle and blade of the knife. So if you want a longer knife, you'll need to cut a slightly longer piece. With the piece cut out, I'm now going to take a pencil and sketch out how I want the handle and blade of the knife to look. I decided upon a 6-inch long blade and a 4.5-inch long handle, and as you can see, I drew slight curves in the handle to both fit my hand better and give me better grip. Quick side note, you're going to want the handle to be about 1 inch thick. So with the rough sketch of our knife now drawn, we can take it to the scroll saw, cut it out, then sand it. When sanding, we of course want to smooth out any and all cut marks that might be left and help the blade start to take shape. However, we do not want to round off the edges on the handle just yet. Like these. We're now going to want to take 2 more 1/4 inch thick oak pieces, trace out the design of the handle onto both pieces, then cut them out. Once you're finished, you should be left with something like this. I'm now going to take some wood glue and glue these pieces onto each side of the knife's handle, making sure to hold them together with clamps. Now as soon as the glue has had adequate time to dry, it's time to take a power sander and just really start sanding this thing down. For the most part, the blade is already done, but as you can see, the handle needs a lot of work. We need to smooth all the edges and then round the corners so it fits in your hand better. I'm going to mainly use a belt and orbital sander for the outside of the handle, but the inside would be perfect for a spindle sander. So let's get to work. Just like this. Now that we have everything pretty much how we want it, I'm going to take some 120 sandpaper and sand down everything until it's perfectly smooth. And with that, we are now finally ready to stain it. For stain, I'll be using red mahogany because I think it'll look amazing, but of course, if you wanted your knife to look more realistic, you could use black and silver paint. And here we are after it's completely finished. Since this knife is made out of oak, that means it's extremely durable, we'll be able to handle a lot of abuse, and will last for years to come. It's also a lot more lightweight than I thought it would be, weighing in at about 62 grams. I know this was a bit of a sillier build, but it's extremely fun to make and even more fun to play with. And there you have it, how to build a wooden knife. But hey, thank you so much for you guys watching. I hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please feel free to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And Lord willing, I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, and please feel free to subscribe.